Hi, this is Eddie, and I play bass for the band Thrice.
Just like that.
Woot. I think when we're playing to newer crowds or crowds that haven't maybe had a chance to see us, I think it's really important to have a good show. Like if I don't know. I always get bummed out if I have like a show where I feel like I'm a little off. Like all of us, especially me and my brother Riley, I don't know if it was how we were raised or what, we're just like really hard on ourselves. But I get really like excited to play to new crowds a lot of the time. Like sometimes when people seem kind of indifferent, it sometimes inspires me to kind of like be more like into it. I don't know. I think sometimes when it's in the center, it's a little bit more awkward when it's one way or the other. Like earlier on this tour, there was a day off, and we ended up playing a tattoo convention. And I mean, there's a lot of people there that were there for us, but then there's also a lot of people that were just like, "What the heck is going on here?" And it was so fun. It was such a fun show, and I don't know. It's weird drawing inspiration from both sides, but it definitely happens. I really like the opportunity to play to people that have no clue who we are. That's I don't know. I think that's one of the most important parts of touring is really like showing people what you're all about. Especially if they don't have like the right opinion of who you actually are. Like I know like our band, because we've changed so much, like every record we're always like trying to find new sounds or use new instruments or do whatever. I think there's a lot of people that don't understand what we really sound like or where we're coming from, and hopefully like playing these shows they'll understand a little bit more. And on a lot of the tours from these records that we just did, there's been people that have come to the shows or been there for other bands and been like, I did not like your band, but what you guys are doing now I'm like really excited about. And that's really cool to hear, because like this band, the entire time we've been together, has just been like figuring out how to play music and trying to figure out what we enjoy, or just experimenting. And I understand if people didn't like our earlier stuff, but I hope that they would give us a second chance with the newer stuff. Or even I know there's people that really liked our older stuff and then they don't really understand the newer stuff, and then they'll see it live and then they maybe have a different perspective on it. So yeah, I think we've been fortunate enough to have people grow with us, because I think a lot of bands, like, they create a sound, that sound does well, or people enjoy that, and then they feel like they're stuck in that. And I don't know if it's us being hard-headed or selfish or whatever, but we just have always wanted to move on, and I feel fortunate that people have supported us through that. I don't know, I feel sometimes like we're getting away with something that we shouldn't be doing, but we're doing exactly what we want and what makes us happy, and the fact that people support that is amazing. Like I said, like we're really like critical of what we do, and we've never had a record where we're like, oh, that's it, we did it, let's keep doing that. It's like, I keep saying it's like, stop saying like, I say like too much. Every record we can find things that we didn't do right or we would do differently, and that's good. I mean, that I never want to be like content with like a specific sound or anything like that. I think there's so much to learn in music, and it's so infinite and there's so many bands out there to be inspired by. We just love like drawing influence from everything we can, whether it be music or books we're reading or anything. There's certain bands that have really like influenced us, not only musically but like the path that they took in creating music, like the Beatles. I mean, they started out as this pop band, and they made this amazing music, and they've continued to make amazing music, but they always were pushing themselves and pushing like how they recorded music or how they were playing or adding blues influences or all these different things, and that's amazing. And I don't ever want to compare us to the Beatles, but I definitely think that that's a great model to try and follow, or Radiohead, or I don't know, so many bands. I mean, that's what I want to do, and I think that's what music is for me, and maybe not for everybody, but music has a lot to do with experimenting and the creativity involved in developing new moods and learning how to play new instruments or whatever. Like, that's what I really enjoy. I think from the beginning we were always kind of driven to try something different. Like when we first started, we were like, okay, we're gonna make this punk rock band, but then we're gonna add these like influences of like Iron Maiden and then we're gonna put like something like Strife would do, because we were like way into like Strife or whatever hardcore music, and like we always wanted to try and mix things and see what we could do with that. But I think now it's at a point where if we hadn't kept evolving, I don't know if we'd still be a band, because I could see how depressing it would be for all of us if we were stuck in a sound. And I mean, it's helped us be who we are, but I think it's also like maybe hurt us in some ways, because we've never really had like a true identity as far as like what people view our music as or what we sound like, and people have tagged us as certain things along the way, but I mean, I don't know what to describe our band as, really. Like, if people were to ask me, I'm like, we experiment with music.
Been trying to do.
Yeah. Oh no, it's exactly what we've been trying to do. But I'm saying, as far as like trying to get our name out there and doing all this stuff, I think it might have hurt us in that way. But it's not really the most important thing. I mean, that's not music. That's the business of music or whatever. It's just always secondary, which is totally awesome and fine with me.
And this
I think just being happy and content. I don't know. I think we are successful in that we are a well-functioning band that has been together for a while, and we're still trying, I guess, at all. Like, we're still trying to find new inspiration, and we're still really excited about, like, here, check this out, I just found this new band or whatever. Like, that's always there, and it's constant, and that's so awesome. We get to tour with awesome bands. It's like, what more could I ask for? I'm afraid that it'll end sometime. That's